What's up, fellas? And welcome to Pokemon Meme Review. Today we'll be rating memes on a scale from 1 to 10 potatoes. Let's do it.
Jesse is able to stop a Dragonite capable of moving 1,556 miles per hour with a frying pan.
Excuse me. I don't know if I'm more impressed with the strength of Jesse or the fact that the frying pan can withstand a Dragonite headbutt at that speed. Also, Dragonite is 463 pounds. That's a lot of mass. That's a lot of mass moving very quickly. 7 potatoes.
Did you know that Dittos can blush? This implies Ditto has blood.
Processing. So that means that Ditto isn't made out of Play-Doh. He's not entirely made out of gobble-goo, which is what I thought it was. So what does it mean? What do the numbers mean?
Sausages? What Pokemon are we eating here?
Ayo?
Exactly. Don't worry, it's just human meat.
What? You're telling me that in the Pokemon world they eat real human sausage meat? When I was 7 years old, I wanted to be in the Pokemon universe. I am now 26 years old, and I still want to be in the Pokemon universe. 8 out of 10.
Who said that Ash Ketchum isn't growing up? I know people are trying-
That one was so quick. He's the same height in the beginning as he is at the end. I thought we all knew that he's not aging, though. Didn't we all know that? Did anybody think that Ash Ketchum was an adult at the end of the series? And there's a big conspiracy, a big hypothesis, that it's all one big dream. And that Ash never actually woke up from his coma that Pikachu sent him in.
I know people are trying to show off this really neat bedroom, but all I can see is a Snorlax.
Wait, first of all, that bedroom is sick. Other than it having a 1980s TV, everything else about it is awesome. But yes, it does look just like a Snorlax for some reason. I don't even know why exactly. I think that the bed frame is what's doing it for me. 9 potatoes, that's a good one.
Would you rather be the president or be a Pokemon trainer? Good to see we have our priorities in check.
Okay, let's be honest though. It should be way more Pokemon trainer than president. Who actually wants to be the president? The amount of stress and work and responsibility that you have as a president is probably makes it one of the hardest jobs in the entire world. But if you're a Pokemon trainer, you just get to hang out with a bunch of pets, train them up, have some fun, maybe kiss them sometimes, but like not in a weird way, in a way that's like friendly and more inspiring than anything else. If I was a Pokemon trainer, would I catch a Lopunny? Would I catch a Gardevoir? Next question. 3 potatoes for this one.
He's in check. I love how Krabby has a tiny photo of Ash to look at in his bowl.
Dude, that does not look like a photo of Ash. That looks like a 3DS. Bro, Krabby is gaming in there. He is literally playing Pokemon while inside of a fishbowl. 8 out of 10. 8 potatoes there.
Friendly reminder to drink your water today. No, and go screw yourself.
Bro, 174,000 likes out of Groudon. Bro popped off. Wow. That is more likes than my entire YouTube channel combined, I'm pretty sure. That's a good one. 9.5 potatoes for that one.
All art is inherently political. What's the political message behind Fat Pikachu? Local Lugia.
Why do they have Fat Pikachu? Like, why did they do that to him, you know? Also known as Chunkachu, of course. But Gigantamax Pikachu, like, they really just did him dirty. They really did him dirty. They didn't have to do him like that.
Local Lugia can't do math.
What do you mean he can't do math? It looks like he's doing a ton of math. 0 potatoes out of 10. And even if he was unable to do that math equation, that looks insanely hard. That looks like some aerospace engineering type stuff. Why would Lugia know how to do that? The only reason that he might is because he's a psychic type, and psychic type Pokemon are known to be very, very smart. 0 potatoes. That stinks.
One was neglected, one lived in poverty, one was abandoned. Yet, they are one of the most loved villain characters in anime.
You know, they say that most villains and heroes actually have a similar childhood. Whether they don't have parents, whether they are poor, whether they were abused, it messes up the kid in one way or another. It either turns them into an evil person or it makes them strive to be the greatest person that they can possibly be. And unfortunately for Jesse and James, they turn out to be the absolute most pathetic, dishonest, and fraudulent villains of all time. Apparently people love them. I've always thought that they were annoying, which I guess makes them a good villain because you never actually want to like the villain.
Did you know Snorlax shoots his hyper beams out of his eyes? Is that why Brock's eyes are always closed?
Is that why Brock's eyes are always closed? Because he can shoot hyper beams out of his eyes? No. LL. Bad meme. 2 potatoes. It is weird though that Snorlax shoots his hyper beams out of his eyeballs. Pretty cool.
His eyes? Why is Mew built like a bowling pin in the Pokemon manga?
Why is he built like that? I can't even lie. He's built way more sus than a bowling pin. I'm just saying, I don't want to make it weird in here, but like, if you just look at the outline of Mew, it could be way, more sus than just a bowling pin.
Look at the baby Pikachu before Pichu existed.
Okay, maybe it's not a baby. Let's not make fun of him. Maybe it has growing problems. Maybe he didn't get his vitamins. Maybe he was neglected. That's just rude. That's just rude. That's just a short king. Nothing wrong with being a short king. I mean, I can't relate to it. Not relatable to me, but I'm gonna go back to representing my man Pikachu. That's messed up, dude. Not cool. 8 potatoes. Kind of funny though.
Please don't eat the children. And he's eaten one of them.
Oh god, is this Pokemon Go? This must be Pokemon Go. Giant Charmander on the loose. Okay, gotta support my boy Charmander now. Sorry, Pikachu. You've had your run. Memes. We love memes. I will say, if Pokemon were this big, they would be 10 times more terrifying. It'd be like having a T-Rex that can breathe fire on the loose. That is a world that I would not want to be a part of, to be honest. Unless you can catch them. I mean, it would be pretty cool to have a fire-breathing T-Rex as a companion. I can't even lie. Okay, I'm back on wanting that in my world.
Pokemon fan used Master Ball to propose to partner.
No.
Smart. Can't say no to a 100% catch rate.
Wait, that actually is genius. Is it cringe? Doctor says, no, not cringe. That is epic. Might steal this for my proposal. Wait, the diamond on that ring is so tiny though. I'm not judging. I'm not judging. You know, you can afford what you can afford, and it is what it is. Maybe he spent all his money on that Master Ball because that Master Ball does look pretty expensive. I love it though. I'm gonna give this a 8 potatoes out of 10 potatoes. It's not really like funny. It's just, I think it's actually kind of cool. It's just cute, you know? The cute little thing. Catch you with my purple balls. Be mine forever. Hey, take my purple ball. Be mine. I would say yes if someone offered me their purple ball. Yeah, got me.
Give Eevee a Thunderstone. You get a Jolteon. What happens when you donate money to an Eevee? Patreon.
Now that is a meme. Now that is what I'm talking about. That's a good one. Hilarious. That's a 10 potato. That's our first 10 potato of the day. Give me all the potatoes. I don't even like potatoes. I don't know how we got to rating things out of potatoes, but I love it. I don't hate it. I feel like I need Eevee glasses now. I do have an Eevee hat. What is wrong with me? Seriously. I've spent way too much money on like the literal dumbest things. Legitimately the dumbest things. Eevee memes. 10 out of 10. I gotta represent Eevee now for that meme. That's a good meme. What other memes can we come up with? Celine Dion. OnlyFans Dion? That would be like so weird, and I would not even go to that page or donate all my bank account to it at all. I wouldn't do that. And let's move on.
It took 20 years, but Team Rocket just beat Ash fair and square in a battle.
Did they actually? I didn't watch like that much of the anime, so I cannot confirm nor deny. But one thing that I've always been confused about with Ash is how long of a trainer that he's been a trainer, yet he still has like fully unevolved Pokemon. I'm pretty sure that he took that Rowlet to the Elite Four. What are we doing?
I don't know.
Why does Ash get so much respect put on his name, but he brings a Rowlet to the Elite Four? Hello? I'm sorry. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's 10 years old. I probably should not be hating on 10-year-olds when I'm a grown adult, but sometimes I just can't help it. You know what I'm saying? But no wonder he lost. Team Rocket doesn't even have a good team in that. Whatever, dude. Decent meme. I'll give it 4 potatoes.
I am too old for this. You know life is tough when a guy who's been 10 for 20 years says he's too old for it.
True. Well, I'm pretty sure there are some conditions which make people look like they're not aging, but really they're like old. Like Hasbulla, for example. But he looks like he's like 4. There are some people though who look like they're 12, but they're really like 40. So Ash could have that condition. The problem is I'm pretty sure Misty and all of Ash's companions also never age. So that's another reason why people believe in the theory that it is all one giant dream, because in dreams, people don't age. You only know them for what they look like. Just saying, could all be a dream.
I accidentally typed in Pokemon instead of Pokemon. I was not disappointed.
Wait, that's actually fire. I might make that like my new wallpaper. Pokemon. Could that be a game? Pokemon Poker? I've heard of Pokemon Chess. I know somebody made like a Pokemon chess game. Pokemon Poker. Pokemon. Poke your mom. Poking non. That's all I got.
Olive Garden. I didn't order this. Unlimited breadsticks can sometimes be more effective than low modules. But
that's good. That is good meme. Good meme. I love when big companies get involved in silly little memes like this. Like that tweet has 10 likes. Olive Garden is a huge chain in America, but having them respond to a tweet like this is so like, it's just so fun for the community. Shout out Olive Garden. They make really good breadsticks. That's about it though, to be honest. What would an Ammonite even taste like? Probably pretty good. Oh, I know it's not a crab, but I like shellfish, shrimps. I like crab, lobster. I'm sure Ammonite wouldn't be that bad. I'm sure it wouldn't. It's more of a snail though, isn't it? I like escargot. I would eat an Ammonite. I'm just saying, I would eat an Ammonite. I'm gonna give this 8.5 potatoes.
Bulbasaur went from the grumpiest Pokemon to the happiest cabbage frog. Be like Bulbasaur in your tough times.
Shout out Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur, I feel like is the most underrated starter out of the 3. I think he's adorable. 3 potatoes.
5,000 people are watching a fish play Pokemon. No, you don't understand that Charmeleon is like level 20. What the?
Whoever came up with the concept to make a fish play Pokemon, genius. I feel like that in and of itself is a meme, to get a fish to play Pokemon. I'll give it 7 potatoes.
Abracadabra, alakafam. Please get this off my dash.
Josh Peck? Isn't that the dude from Drake and Josh? Please get this dude off my dashboard. I don't understand that part of the meme. I also don't understand this meme at all, to be honest with you. I'm gonna give this a 2 potatoes out of 10 potatoes. I don't understand the alakafam. It's abracadabra, alakazam. Not fam? Am I stupid? I'm getting pretty old. There's a lot of like new lingo going out there that I just don't even understand. Don't get me wrong though, I still get the slay, the purr, the pop off queen. I still get all of those. Not understanding this one though. I feel like my age is starting to show.
Bored. Team Rocket said, screw that Pokemon stuff. And James pulled out the chopper.
Dude, that is insane. What a crazy move to pull. Wow. Imagine, you send out like all 6 of your team. It's like Charizard, Mewtwo, Hooply, Blopply. You just have like a stud lineup ready to go to war. And bro pulls out an AR. GG! GG! They're all dead. GG.
GG's, bro.
Maybe Mewtwo survives because it can like teleport and it has, you know, psychic powers. Maybe it can stop the bullets like Magneto. But I don't think that's how it would go. I think the bullets would penetrate. I think that it would get ugly. I think that they would destroy. This one is the second meme that we're gonna give 10 potatoes out of 10 potatoes. Let them rain. All right, sorry, that was kind of weird. It definitely was weird. I'm gonna stop doing that. I feel like we need to have some sort of celebration whenever I rate something 10 out of 10. I'm not sure if, I don't know if that's the correct way to celebrate or not, to be honest. Is it fun? Yes. Is it weird? Also yes. So, anyway, onwards.
Most important info from the news. Nurse Joy will be in an outfit similar to what Victorian nurses were. Nurse Joy cures Pikachu of the Black Plague.
To be fair, Nurse Joy is the GOAT and can cure any Pokemon of literally anything. Oh, you're paralyzed? Oh, you snapped your back and have no more nerve endings anywhere in your entire body? No problem. Oh, you have yellow fever and 3 days to survive? No problem. Oh, you died? You died. You're dead. You're dead in this Pokeball. No problem. No problem. Seriously? Nurse Joy deserves much more respect than what she gets. 8 potatoes!
Are Pokemon saying their names, or are they named after the sounds they make?
I'm just thinking Psyduck in my head. Like Psyduck says Psyduck, right? It's gotta be the noise that they make, because not every Psyduck would know that its name is Psyduck, but they all still say Psyduck. So we must call that Psyduck because it says Psyduck as its cry. But also, how would it know that it's a dog? Like, that's such a good name for it. I'm gonna say that Pokemon, like, we call Pokemon based off of what they say. But like in real life, we don't call a dog a wolf, you know? We don't say, oh, look at that wolf over there. Look at that meow over there. No, it's a cat and a dog. So I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. Good meme though. Good meme. I'm gonna give that a nine potatoes. That's a good one. What the flip am I looking at now?
No, just no. Why did their legs look better than mine?
Okay, those are some pretty nice looking legs. I cannot even lie. 6.5 potatoes.
Thinking about the jumbo-sized Pikachu, he's literally just a massive, soft friend.
That would be my cuddle buddy in bed. I cannot lie. That'd be nice. I would squish him. I would grab him. I would body slam him. I would rope-a-dope him. I'd probably put him under the blanket and fart just to see. You never know. Maybe he's alive. And that would confirm if it is living or dead.
Remember that time when Ash's adventure almost ended?
Does this dude know that Ash Ketchum is 10 years old? It's kind of embarrassing to be a grown man and pull out a fire weapon. I don't want to say the word because I don't want to get demonetized on a 10-year-old child. You think that he'd be able to use his hands and his grown man strength? That's pitiful. How much damage does this do if I hit someone with it? Huh? Wait, what even are those? Was that a thing? Did I miss a thing? I think I might have. It looks like back in the day, people used to tie like little Pokemon giblets to their phone and then smack each other with it. I used to smack Twizzlers on people being my brothers mainly. But dude, that probably will hurt so bad. That's gotta be at minimum infinite damage. Minimum. That time the dub edited out a rice ball and replaced it with a crispy JPEG of a Subway sandwich. Wait, what? Why would they even do that? I guess it was just to Americanize Pokemon a little bit, because in America, rice balls aren't super popular, but Subway footlongs. $5 footlong! Probably just got demonetized for that. But how could you not buy a $5 footlong? That was the catchiest song of all time. Ash, I'm not sure you're old enough to watch that. What is going on behind that blurred image? What is that? Pokemon in love? Yeah. I mean, it's pretty weird. That'd be like going and watching, animals today do the do. You know what I mean? Like back you know, in the Pokemon realm, Pokemon are pretty much seen as animals in a way, kind of. And it looked like Ash was going to see a show where Pokemon, finagle, bondagle, balangamangle. You know what I'm saying? Pretty weird. When it's been 20 years and they still won't leave you alone. Wait a minute. I'm on to him. Everyone knows Ash Ketchum never ages. I don't know how long the show was out. The show was out for like 20 years and Ash was 10 the entire time. So sound the alarms. Something is off here. This man has an entire beard. That is not Ash Ketchum. If the FBI is looking for openings, I'm here at your service. Oh my God, this kid, he is trying to interrupt a battle between Satan and the Time God. What the bleep, Ash? Do you have a frickin' death wish? Dude, animes do crack me up sometimes when stuff like this happens. And honestly, it's not just Pokemon, it's almost every anime ever, where you have a protagonist who is the underdog in almost every single scenario, including situations like this, where you have the devil, well, in this case, the devil Pokemon, versus essentially a god, and then a 10-year-old kid is just gonna go, please stop fighting, let's all be friends. And then they stop. I can't believe I just did that, and I'm gonna post that to YouTube. That's a little bit cringe. But that, I mean, was pretty accurate, I think, to be honest with you. Can you find the hidden SpongeBob? No. I see a hidden, like, Quacks, like, Ditto Pikachu, but I don't see no SpongeBob. Okay, dude. That was easy. He's next to the yellow Pikachu. You know what? I don't believe in banning people off of any platforms, except for this guy. Nico, you should be banned. That's insane. Not funny, not cool.
Kim Kardashian has the body of a Mewtwo.
Kim Kardashian has the body of a Mewtwo. Low Putty needs to step aside, because Mewtwo's got that. I always knew I liked Mewtwo. I never could put a finger on why exactly. I think it's starting to add up. Starting to add it up in my brain. Connecting the dot. Moving on. Wait, what is Misty even doing here? No way this is a real scene. Dang, Misty is a Pokemon, not Satan. Wait, actually though, what if, hear me out, that's what repels look like? Because repels are a thing? What even is a repel? Like, what is it? Is it a spray? I don't know. Do they use it in actual Pokemon or is it only in the game? I literally don't know. Look, I know a lot about Pokemon, the game, as far as competitive battling, the abilities of Pokemon, for example, their stats, their moves, etc., etc. I don't know much about the anime. Does that make me a fake fan? Like, I'm still a fan of Pokemon, the game, but not so much Pokemon, the show. Does that make me a fake fan? I don't know. Pal World is just Pokemon with guns, but Pokemon during the 90s. Bro, I feel like all TV during the 90s was just insane. None of it would be acceptable in today's day and age. Specifically, like, comedy TV shows. Like, the stuff that they said in those shows was just, I mean, I think it's hilarious, to be honest, but it's no longer, like, culturally acceptable, societally acceptable, which, in my opinion, not cool. Let's go back to those times because it was funny. Everyone was having fun. Back in the 90s, they had Team Rocket with machine weapons hunting children. Let's bring it back. Like, if you're asking me, I think we bring it back. All in favor of bringing back machine guns targeting children in anime TV shows, say aye. Aye. I do wonder, like, what a firearm would do against a Pokemon. Like, would it even be effective? Would it not be effective? Is it super effective against some Pokemon? I guess it should be not very effective against Steel, but then probably super effective against birds, normal types, fighting types, etc. I'm just trying to go back to the old Pokemon where Ash said, bleep, the Pokemon battle and tried to fade Mewtwo himself. See, that is what I'm talking about. That's my kind of Pokemon. Let's put humans versus Pokemon. Like, what? That would be awesome. I think that we would lose pretty badly. In fact, I don't know why there's not an uprising of Pokemon against humans at this point, but see, that is content. Ash knows content when he sees it, and he tried to punch a Mewtwo. Strangely, like, in the belly button area. Maybe he missed and was aiming lower, because some people say that Mewtwo's tail isn't really a tail because it starts in the front. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If you know what I mean, you know what I mean? Like, hails don't start in the front. Something else does. Sorry to put that in your heads, but hey. Just saying, maybe that's what Ash was trying to punch. This cat's been following me for 13 blocks asking for my credit card info. To be honest, this maybe is weird. I think if a real life cat came up to me and started speaking and asked for my credit card info, I think I would just give it to it. Like, honestly, if anyone out there trained their cat to do that, just, you deserve it. You deserve my credit card info. That is the coolest thing of all time. A talking cat. I gotta be honest though, I don't really like cats. I feel like they're just mean. Or not mean, they're selfish. They only really care about themselves. And so if a cat could talk, I don't think it would really say nice things. I feel like they're very judgmental. The way that they look at people, the way that they look at things, they judge everybody, that they're snotty, they're snobby. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of, they think that they're cooler and better than everybody. Dogs, on the other hand, come on. I love dogs. If you don't like dogs, what kind of human are you? Let's be honest. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but dogs are the kindest, sweetest, gentlest animals in the world. I don't know how I got there. I guess this just means that I hate Meowth. Sorry, Meowth. The moment Ash realized that there are better things than catching Pokemon. Okay, dude. Okay, what are we doing here? Wait, look at Pikachu! It's not just Ash, look at Pikachu! See, that's what I'm talking about. Back in the 90s, dude, like, they would add things to animes. And really not just any, like, all TV, all movies. Like, it was just different back then. If you're watching this and you're born like in the 2000s or even the 2010s, that'd be insane. But you probably never really got to experience this kind of TV. And like old SpongeBob was that way, then it became more PG. But this is my kind of TV right here. Not to be weird. I'm just saying it was like a little bit more inappropriate. What can I say? Officer Jenny. I mean, Officer Jenny, Nurse Joy. Officer Jenny, Nurse Joy. Just get some both, you know what I'm saying? Nah, that's weird. I can't, you know what? That's weird. Hand up, that was weird. I'm sorry.
See, you got cuts and bruises all over your body. Let me spray your face instead.
Oh, so that's how potions work. I really should probably watch the anime. Anyway, I see you got cuts and bruises all over your body. Let me spray your face instead. Hey, I mean, if it's effective, it's effective. For example, you know, in today's medicine, if you have a bellyache, you still eat it. You know, you take a pill that does digest into your belly, but you know, I don't know. Maybe something in the spray cures the entire body. Also, it's Brock. He never opens his eyes ever. He can't even see. He don't know what he's doing. He just closes his eyes and spraying. You know, he's doing his best. I'll make fun of Brock.
A neighborhood in Henderson named all of their streets after Pokemon. Charizard,
Dude,
Squirtle,
look at this. A neighborhood in Henderson. I don't know where that is, but they named all of their streets after Pokemon. There's no way that's real, right? That can't be real. Jigglypuff Place, Charizard Lane, Squirtle Lane, Snorlax Lane, and Charmander something. No way. Dude, I want to live there. Are you kidding? I gotta find out where that is and move there ASAP.
Just a 10-year-old reeling in a whale. No big deal.
Wait, I never actually thought of this before. So when you fish in Pokemon, you can obviously fish up any of like the fish that are in the sea. Obviously, I don't even know why I had to say that. But what I was getting at is what I never thought of is that sometimes you fish up giant Pokemon like a whale lord. It's got to be thousands of pounds. It's a freaking whale. How insanely unrealistic is that? Although, isn't there something about whale lord having like a lot of air in his system to the point where he can like float? Is that true? I don't know. But even whale lord aside, I'm sure there's other giant Pokemon that a 10-year-old is able to fish up, which is incredibly unrealistic, but still super cool, you know? I think it's cool. This information still haunts me. Can Pokemon pee? Pokemon don't poo or pee because their waste byproduct is expelled through their use of their special moves. Huh? You're telling me Pokemon, when they use a special move, it is their bodily movements, their bowels, their pee-pees and poo-poos. So let's say I get hit with a moon blast from a Cresselia, okay? Now, what this is telling me is that the moon blast is Cresselia species blasting all over my Pokemon. I'm sure there's residue that hits the trainer as well. That's disgusting, and I will never look at special moves the same ever again. Also, what about Pokemon that only use physical moves? You know, are they just holding in their bladder for their entire life? Like, what if you're a Machamp that literally like never ever uses a special move? You just constipated at all times? Eventually, when you do click some random special move on Machamp, it probably feels really good for him. You just let you know, I'm moving on. It's getting weird. Oh no, it's raining, says Misty. Brock says, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll use my trusty frying pan as a drying pan. Possibly the greatest line in anime history. That is a classic. Don't get me wrong, I love Brock. All respect to Brock, but I gotta also say that I think that the dumbest people are also the funniest people. Having dumb friends is the greatest thing ever. And when you think about it, when you think of comedy shows, who are the funny characters in comedy shows? 99% of the time, it's the dumb character. Homer Simpson, Peter Griffin, you know what I mean? I'm sure the list goes on and on. Patrick Star from SpongeBob. Almost every funny character is pretty dumb. So shout out to Brock for being dumb. Like, it's honestly fun. It's cool. It's fun. Nice. Go ahead, Brock. Before and after she contours. Why is this actually true? Okay. I'm gonna get in trouble for that one. But I always felt like Charizard and Dragonite they look too similar to not have some sort of connection in their genetics, you know? Maybe there's something I'm missing. There might be some Easter eggs or some conspiracies that I don't really know about, but I feel like they gotta be brother and sister or like long lost cousins or something, you know? They look way too similar. Today I realized that Bellsprout, the god, can throw a punch equal in strength to this legendary 6-foot+ metal golem. See, I love Pokemon. I think generally it's balanced and they do a very good job of making sure Pokemon aren't too overpowered or too underpowered. But when you have 1,000 Pokemon in the game, sometimes things like this happen. Another absurd stat off the top of my head is that I believe Onix has a whopping attack stat of 40. 40. Onix, a giant rock snake that is like 30 feet long, made out of boulder, has an attack stat of 40. Maybe it's 45. Point is, Bellsprout, a tiny sprout that's probably this tall, almost has double the attack stat of that. And Bellsprout also apparently has the same attack stat as a Registeel, a legendary Pokemon. Now we all know Registeel stinks. All the Regis do, except for like Regieleki. Regidrago is pretty good, but the 3 original Regis are pretty trash. So I'm not too surprised, but it also is insane that that's real. Trying to spell Articuno in the 1st grade is probably the most effort I've put into anything in my entire life. My most favorite bird is Aretakuknau. Reticule. That is good. That's awesome. I will say, even to this day, there are some words that I struggle to spell. Not many. I'm a decent speller overall, but like, I feel like everyone's got a couple words like that where for whatever reason, it just doesn't click in their brain. One for me is restaurant, R-E-S-T-A-U-R-A-N-T, restaurant. I think I got that right. Actually, I was gonna defend this kid. I'm not gonna defend him anymore. That is atrocious. That's actually insane. It's one thing to like mess up a letter here and there. Articuno was like 7 letters long. Bro wrote a 20 letter word to spell Articuno. Reticule. I wish that was his name. If I ever catch and use an Articuno moving forward, I'm gonna name him this. Reticule. That's good. This is the most relatable Pokédex entry I've ever read. It's forgetful and not very bright, but many trainers love it anyways for its friendliness and sincerity. I mean, I guess it would make a great pet. I don't know, but at least it's kind of adorable a little bit. If anyone has any questions, just go pss, 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 and I'll come to you. Oh my god. If your teacher was Mew. Pokemon Go created some incredible memes accidentally just by spawning in Pokemon at places that don't really make sense, such as Mew being the professor of the class. I accidentally made the most smashable Pokemon in history. Yeah, this is the most out-of-pocket one so far. Is he wrong? I played the 5th and I'm not gonna comment, but no, he's not. That's insane. Vaporeon fused with a Lopunny, and I think for the 3rd time today, we gotta bring out the Yabba Do. Your birth month is what brown Pokemon you have to eat. What did you get? Who's in January? Who gets the privilege of Lopunny? That's crazy. Also, why is Staraptor in here? Bro is black. Bro is not brown. What am I? My birthday is July, so I got... Oh, I would eat Dash's buns. I mean, Dash's buns. That was weird. But I would eat Dash's buns for real. All right, that's so strange. I can't believe I said that. Pidgeot's base speed is 101. The deck says it flies at Mach 2 speed, which is twice the speed of sound. Someone here is lying. Either Pidgeot's speed has to be like 200, or that means that there's like 200 Pokemon that are faster than Mach 2, and I don't believe that. The starter choices for Legends Z to A. So the new Pokemon game that is coming out later this year, I believe. I'm sure you know, but the starters are Tepig, Chikorita, and the GOAT, Totodile. Totodile is my personal favorite starter of any of the starters. Feraligatr isn't, but as far as first evolutions go, Totodile is my GOAT. And this is probably an accurate representation as far as how many Pokemon are going to pick Totodile over Tepig and Chikorita. Honestly though, I kind of do like Chikorita. I think Chikorita gets too much hate, and Meganium is just okay. But Emboar, nah. Get Emboar out of here. Hey guys, look, it's Arceus. Not what I'm called. Dude, my comment section is hilarious. I love you guys. Specifically though, on my main channel, I get some of the craziest comments. I don't want to be that guy to call out specific fans. I appreciate each and every one of you. But in one of my newer videos, I asked who I should fuse Nidoking with, because I think Nidoking is a really cool Pokemon. We create fusions all the time. We don't have a Nidoking fusion, so I asked you guys, who should I do a fusion with? Please read this comment. Nico Aiken says, Kyogre Nidoking. I'll be honest, when I read this, it took me at least 20 seconds to decipher what this even means at all. But after doing some detective work, I'm pretty sure what Nico is asking for is a Kyogre Nidoking fusion. I can't. In almost every video, there's comments like that, and I absolutely love them. I should do an entire video just reviewing my comments. They're too good. Today marks my Weedle's 4th year defending a gym. Weedle. Wait, is that 1,461 hours? No, that's days. 1,461 days Weedle has defended a gym. Is Weedle the GOAT? I think Weedle might just be the GOAT. Arceus needs to step aside. Weedle needs to go in its place. Weedle is the new god Pokemon. There's a rare chance for a Bagon to call for help and a frickin' level 9 Salamence will show up, and you thought Lance's Dragonites were underleveled. Wait, what? How is there level 9 Salamence? And also, how does Bagon just summon in a Salamence? I didn't know that that was a thing, but also, I never played Sun and Moon. I miss when the Gunk Shot move animation was just throwing a garbage can at the opponent. No way. Maybe the greatest move animation ever. I did not know that was a thing. Growing up, my favorite move animation was Try Attack. That was like the coolest move of all time. But it was always scary because I never used it. It always just happened against me. But if I had a Pokemon that threw an entire garbage can at another Pokemon, that is the only move I would ever use. And I think I would laugh every single time. Officer Bobby turned off his body camera. Hey, yo! What is he about to do? Officer Bobby, chill! Hands are up. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Don't shoot. Officer Bobby going off the wagoon. Bruh. Look at those eyes, bro. I don't know what he's about to do, but my man is excited to do it. What game is this? Also Pokemon Sun and Moon? I missed out on a lot of memes in Pokemon Sun and Moon, apparently. I also didn't play Sword and Shield, so it could have been in that. I am noob. The childhood friend won for once. Ha ha ha. Yeah, whatever, nerd. Hey, when we grow up, let's get married wearing these costumes. Several years later, let me remind you, this was your idea. I know. Wait, hold on. That's kind of a W. Would I do that? Probably not, but still kind of a W. Like, they found each other when they were like 5 and got married. That's gotta be super rare. That's how you know you're real soulmates. I'm so done with Pokemon right now. I only realized today that this little shaman is not just a hedgehog. It is literally a hedgehog. Yo! Wait, that is that is actually really clever. I wonder how many other Pokemon have things like that. You know what I'm trying to say? A lot of it probably goes unnoticed, because if you think about it, every single Pokemon design, it takes them years, at least 1 year, normally multiple years, to actually come out with these Pokemon. So you gotta imagine that every single design is designed for a very particular reason. And I'm sure a lot of those reasons we haven't even figured out yet, but the hedgehog that's fire. That's actually good. Me going into battle with a gym trainer. All right, hello. Their Pokemon's type doesn't match the gym's type. Okay, dude, if anyone says this guy looks like me, you're banned. I am blocking you for the channel. Anyone who comments, oh, at 8 minutes and 12 seconds, the little chubby kid with red hair looks just like you. Banned. Shabam. Kablooey. Wait, well, when does this even happen? When does a gym trainer ever have a Pokemon that's not its type? I mean, obviously there's dual typings. So for example, if it's an electric type, Gym, bro can have Magneton, which is steel electric. But when is there ever like a time where it's not? Like it doesn't have the typing at all? I don't think so. I can't recall that. Planes need water? Do you guys think that Air Force planes were designed after Latios and Latias? Seems like it. Or was Latias designed after planes? In 2008, people used to work harder, I guess. Game Freak designing Cynthia's team. Game Freak designing Gita's team. Bro, this is actually so true. Cynthia had a GOATA team. So GOATA, in fact, that everybody knows Cynthia's team. That's not normal. You don't normally know Pokemon gym leaders' teams like that. Cynthia's, though, it was built perfectly. It was built with purpose. When I first went into the Elite Four building, I thought I was getting trolled. I thought like someone was gonna come out and say, bro, it's just a prank. Like the real Elite Four is this way. Because I didn't get spoiled at all when I did my playthrough. Just the Elite Four room in and of its own was probably the biggest letdown in my personal Pokemon journey. And that's completely not even including Gita's team. Gita's team was a joke. She had a Go-Goat. What are we doing? That is the Elite Four champion. And you have a Go-Goat? I don't really remember the rest of her team. I know that she had a Glimmora. Glimmora is okay. But like, it was Go-Goat and then a bunch of doo-doo after doo-doo after doo-doo. Not one good Pokemon. There were a couple of somewhat challenging moments in that game. Overall, though, Scarlet and Violet, I think, was way too easy. But I believe that Game Freak did it for a reason. They're probably trying to cater to a younger demographic and like making their games easier for children to play through and beat. But I don't know. I remember as a kid, Pokemon was fun when it was challenging, because if you couldn't beat it, eventually when you did, it was like a really big moment. But if they're gonna make it that easy to beat the Elite Four, it kind of defeats the whole purpose, right? Game Freak announces yet another Kanto game. Pokemon fans, I have played these games before. I actually, specifically with Legends Z to A, that I don't really understand, because it all takes place in Lumiose City, I believe, which is already a city that everyone's played in before. Like, it's already a city that exists in one of the other games, I think in Sword and Shield. I should really be better since I'm reviewing these. But my point is like, I don't know. I feel like if they're gonna wait that long to release a new game, that they should at least spruce it up a bit more. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Here's a thought that terrifies me. Okay, we have One Punch Man and Boba Fett. Oh boy, I think I know where this is going. One Punch Man punches Boba Fett, and look what happens next. He must have been wearing a focus sash. He's on 1 HP. Boba Fett uses counter and explodes the entire planet. Counter is a move that reciprocates any physical damage taken in that turn, but doubles it. So if you get punched by One Punch Man and use counter, you are doing double the amount of damage that One Punch Man's punch would have done, thus exploding Earth. That is actually so scary. The battery inside Real Miraidon by Toyota is a sandwich? Wait, I didn't even know this thing existed at all. I mean, the sandwich part is cute and funny and cool, but how about the Miraidon at all? Is that like a rideable motorcycle, but it's a Miraidon? Are you serious? Dude, that is so sick. They're not selling those though, right? Like you can't buy a Miraidon motorcycle. There's no way that that's allowed. But also, why wouldn't it be allowed? Yippee, we're all going to Kalos. Woohoo. Croissant. Chikorita, Cyndaquil, and Totodile are all running, but Cyndaquil falls into what seems to be a portal. Foolish mortal. Thou is being sent to ancient Hisui. No, Cyndaquil! Of all the other fire starters that they could have replaced him with, though, honestly, I don't hate Tepig that much. It's just Emboar. It's just Emboar. Ugh. The Minecraft movie mobs look really cursed. Meanwhile, Pokemon and Detective Pikachu. Yo! Yuck! I don't even know which one is the worst. Probably the Gengar. Is that no way that's a real frame? No way that's a real frame, right? I watched Detective Pikachu one time, but I'll admit, hand up, hand needs to go up for this one. Even higher, even higher, even higher, hand way up. I watched it. I watched about a quarter of it on an airplane, and then I fell asleep, and then I woke up and the movie was over. I'm such a bad Pokemon fan, really. These are very cursed, though. Low-key, the Mr. Mime's not bad. Ludicolo is my favorite Pokemon of all time. They did not have to do my man like that. That's insane. Mentally ill cat. Mentally ill girlfriend. Mentally ill boyfriend. That's just Team Rocket. Yeah. That literally is Team Rocket. What? That's good. Do you know how some Pokemon can steal HP from others with moves like Absorb and Mega Drain? Do you think it tastes different depending on the species of Pokemon they steal it from? Hey. Yeah! This dude is asking the right questions. Like, just off the top of my head, I'm just gonna name a random Pokemon that I think would be, like, crazy to use it on, like Gardevoir, or like Lopunny, or like, how about Miltank? Wait, actually, using it on Miltank is probably one of the only Pokemon that it actually tastes good on. At least he gets some milk. He needs some milk! Just Mega Drain a Miltank then. Wait, I just realized the move, Mega Drain and Giga Drain, is the most sus move name I have ever heard in my life. I'm just used to it because I've heard it as a kid and I never thought it was that sus. That is insanely sus. Giga Drain? Bro, use Giga Drain on Miltank. Excuse me? Ludicolo! Use Giga Drain on that Charizard! Hey, yo! You said what? You told me to do what, boss? I don't know if I want to do that. I don't want to Giga Drain Charizard no more. He's been Giga Drain 4 times. It's not working. It's not working. Mom. Tattoos are permanent. Me, I hope they are. Bruh. What the heck is this? It's a Lickitung that seemingly has joined the band Kiss based on the face paint. Bro even has a tongue piercing. That had to hurt more than most other tongue piercings. I'm pretty sure Lickitung's tongue is like this thick. They probably had to get like an entire drill just to get through it. He was very committed to the bit. What an insane tattoo. And this guy doesn't even have other tattoos. Like this is his only tattoo. That's a pretty ambitious first tattoo to get. I gotta be honest though, it's pretty gnarly. That is a pretty gnarly tattoo. Should I get it? Let me know. Should I get this tattoo? I might have to get it. Everyone's playing a free, fun game that promotes exploring, exercising, and meeting new people. Journalists. How can I make this sound bad? Yo, wait, that's true. I feel like journalists always try to make video games sound bad, even if they actually are promoting something that's healthy.
Beating Tetris is not a life goal.
Pokemon Go was like the first game ever that actually playing the game would promote a healthy lifestyle. I know some people that like never used to go outside.
Step away from the screen, go outside, get some fresh air.
That might have been me. But when Pokemon Go came out, they were getting like 20,000 steps a day, which is insanely healthy for you. And somehow, some way, there were still like a bunch of awful news articles made about it. Shame on you. That feeling when you're a water and ground type and are about to get hit with a single blade of grass. Guess I'll die. Bruh, that is a Mega Swampert, one of the statistically strongest Pokemon in the game, but we all know any grass type move against it will absolutely obliterate it. He's kind of like Achilles. Achilles is a mythological dude who was insanely strong. Kind of think of him as a god, but the only way to defeat him was to slash his Achilles, which is like your heel. Am I wearing pants? I will not answer that question. But my point is, water and ground type are like Achilles, and grass types are the only ones that can actually hit the Achilles heel. Why does every guy these days look like a Pidgeotto? Wait, do I look like Pidgeotto, guys? Come on. Come on, be honest. I kind of look like Pidgeotto. Let me do the Pidgeotto style. How about now? I attempted to make your Ammonite as a kid with questionable results. That's awful. Oh, God. I mean, oh, that's really good. For the sake of this human, I really hope that this was like an 8-year-old child that made that. To be fair, I'm not sure I could make anything better, but if you're gonna make art and then post it online and have it look like that, I hope you're like 8 years old, that's all. Oh, the meme doesn't even end there. This Ammonite is so lovely and powerful, I love it. It does kind of look like his like tentacles on the side are like arms, and low-key, he's jacked. If you look at it that way, could actually be the strongest Ammonite of all time. Favorite genre of Pokemon plush, taking powerful and intimidating legendary Pokemon and turning them into little guys. Okay, is it adorable? Yes, but legendaries are supposed to be like insanely strong. And I've bought some of these thinking that I would get like a full-sized awesome plushie, and it turns out it's literally like this big. I'll show you an example. This will confirm whether or not I'm wearing pants. I wasn't expecting to have to do this in the video, but I will be standing up now.
Ten years later.
Okay, I can't find him. I hate myself. I just looked around my entire house and couldn't find him. But please believe me, I bought a Groudon plushie, which I thought was gonna be like, and it's like this big. It's like, what's the point? They're like $30. I don't like this meme because it hits home. It hits me too hard. I can't stop laughing because Espeon and Umbreon are all majestic and psychicking, and Vaporeon comes along and it's like blarg larg 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 larg. Yeah, it's pretty true actually. I feel like that's any psychic Pokemon though, or dark Pokemon that use like abstract ways to destroy their enemy. But if you're water or fire or ground, there's no like telepathicness happening. It's all just like whoosh. Okay, when I did that in my head, it seemed cooler. And then I did it way less cool. But I think you guys at least understand what I'm trying to say. Allow me to introduce you to James. Listen up, James. I hope you're good because I'm not going to carry you. No one's carried me since my mama. And then they proceeded to be the worst of their jobs for the next 20 years. Nothing wrong with being confident. Unless you're Jesse and James. They are insanely delusional. I don't know how they never got fired from being in Team Rocket. Maybe they're just that bad as an organization where Jesse and James are actually decent employees. But in actual business, if you're a whatever 30-year-old couple that is constantly getting destroyed by a 10-year-old little child, you're gonna get fired from the company. That's just what happens. Life-size Lucario. Yes, Japan has just revealed a life-size Lucario plush that will steal your heart and money. It's over $400, but considering some fans will pay that much just for a Pokeball, I know there will be plenty of buyers. Okay, I didn't know that this thing existed, but I did hear that there's like a $500 Gardevoir plush coming out, and yes, it's also life-size. I will be purchasing it, but only for business purposes. You see, I'm gonna make a video out of it, and that's it. I'm not gonna like cuddle with it at night in my bed to help me fall asleep. That is not what I'm going to do. But imagine I get my hands on this Lucario too, and I go to bed. To my left, Lucario. To my right, Gardevoir. Sounds pretty good to me. Oh wait, there's more to the meme. I'ma cut a hole in this thing. I don't think I should have read that. Jack, this is exquisite work. Scene from the Titanic. She opens the sketchbook, but it's just Pokemon cards. I feel like in today's day and age, that might actually work. For a long time, like being a Pokemon fan or really any video game fan was like kind of nerdy. But I feel like today's society, it's actually become a lot more normalized. And depending on who you talk to, you know, showing them a little binder full of Pokemon might actually score you some points. You might actually be able to get some girly friends that way. Yeah, I know my collection's not anything too special, but hold on, check these out. Oh yeah, booyah! These are like worth $1 million for sure. Look, I have a golden thing here. Yeah, you know, some little casual, nothing crazy around here. But I know some of you rascals out there, you have some insane cards. And if you show them to a woman and she doesn't appreciate it, just go next, okay? There's a person out there for all of us.
We could have been a good couple.
I will love Pokemon Let's Go, if nothing else, then for the stupid ways it lets you and your partner ride your Pokemon. Wait, what? Yo, that is awesome! I've played almost every Pokemon game, but I never actually played Let's Go. But now that I'm seeing this, I might have to indulge. Eevee is literally holding on to Snorlax's nipples, and I feel like I need to experience that firsthand. There's a magnet in its brain that prevents an Onix from losing direction while tunneling. As it grows older, its body becomes steadily rounder and smoother. Wait a minute. No, stop. That cannot be what it ends up looking like. So you're telling me that the older an Onix gets, the smoother and rounder it is? I always make fun of Onix for being a set of rock balls that are glued together. But on the right, that is literally just balls of rock, just rubbing together constantly. I wish there was a way to make that sound less sus, but I'm doing the best I can. Producer, I need you to create box art that will look cool to American children. Graphic designer, no problem. I've got just the thing. Adds picture of sobbing orphan. Wait, is that real? Wait, is Cubone crying actually on the box art of Pokemon Fire Red? No way. Whose idea was that? I mean, I love Cubone, and that is a pretty adorable image, but why is it on the box art of it? So technically, does that make Cubone a box art Pokemon? I guess so. Shout out Cubone. Cubone needs some more love. This Gengar tongue bed eats your dreams while you sleep. Brother, what? No way anyone has actually bought that. That is actually insane. What is he even doing on the left? At least on the right, he's like taking a nap, but what is going on the left side there? I think Gengar might officially have Lickitung beat for the longest tongue in the Pokemon games. This is absurd. All right, be honest. Would any of you guys buy this? For real. I'm not even kidding. Would you buy this? Let's say it's $80 to buy this thing. Would you buy it? Yes or no? And speaking of the gosh dang devil, wake up, babe. We are going to take turns riding the Lickitung slide. Bro. Okay, this is actually lit. Also, look at the Chansey in the background. What is inside of that? What is going on inside of Chansey? Where is this? I have so many questions with what on earth is going on here. This must be somewhere in like Japan, right? It's gotta be. But also, it's not even like a playground. There's no mulch. It's not even grass. Is that cement? Is this all just put on cement? I hope that whatever type of playground this is, it's not finished, because if this is finished, this is insanely creepy. Also, to enter the Lickitung slide, you have to go through its bunghole. Whoever designed this knew what they were doing, and they still got it approved. 10 out of 10 slide, would ride. Scientists may have just spotted the only black flamingo in the world. One of us. Shiny Rayquaza and shiny Charizard. I mean, it actually is a shiny flamingo. I wonder what Flamigo's shiny is. Hold on. It's black! No way! But whoever decided for Flamigo's shiny to be black did their research. Isn't it crazy that there's like actually shiny animals in real life? Like lobsters, I think there's a 1 in like 3 million chance for a lobster to be blue. That's epic! And then obviously there's albino like snakes, albino bears. It's pretty much shiny variants. This is cool. Epic meme, seal of approval. But anyway, boys, if you enjoyed today's episode of Pokemon Memes, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and click right here for more Pokemon memes.